Hi, everybody. How's everyone?
Hello.
Aw, so good. I'm just looking for something on the Twitter from yesterday.
I'm reading updates on this fucking Castro guy.
Yes.
A horrible person.
Wow.
It's amazing what investigators can find out in 24 hours, isn't it?
Yeah. They really dig in there. Well, they interviewed the girls and went into the house, looked for some evidence. I guess the two brothers of this Castro guy weren't arrested.
I can't believe they had
or
nothing
charged.
to do with it.
That's so weird. How do you fucking live in a house? They did live there.
No, they didn't.
No?
No.
Thought they lived
I don't
there.
think so. No.
Oh, then fuck me. I was paying a little more attention to Benghazi yesterday than I was this story, but I thought they lived there. Oh, yeah. I guess, let me think. If my brother is out there in Port Jeff where he lives, and he had 3 girls captive in his house, I'd probably know about it.
You may.
I bet I'd know. Well, did they ever visit his house?
He didn't let anyone in.
See, right there would be a red flag. I'd be like, why the fuck can't I come over?
It's dirty.
He was always like that.
Yeah?
They said this guy was always like that, yeah. And,
then fine. Just let him go then. Sounds like a great guy.
I was in the gym yesterday in the locker room watching the,
sexy.
Yeah, it was really hard to concentrate on any television with all that cock flopping around. It was so hard to concentrate. I kept looking from the TV to the cock.
Of course.
And it was cool watching the girl come home. Like,
Oh, yeah.
It was sad, man.
Little homecoming after 10 years. God, that's got to be fucked up. Yeah, I guess he fucking would offer these girls rides. That's how he got at least a couple of them. The girl at Burger King there, he was like, oh, my son works here at Burger King. I'm picking him up. I'll drive you home, and then I'll come back and drive him home. And she's like, okay. 10 years later, she goes home.
What would he do? Pull a pistol, or would he assault them? I mean, do we know that yet or no?
I don't know.
It matters, but
Yeah.
No, he would say, "Yeah, I'm gonna take you home," and then he wouldn't. I mean, these are young,
it's
girls.
true.
Like, you don't really need a gun to do that.
Yeah, but it helps.
I'm sure it does. Yeah. Very, very sad.
Yeah, that, and I guess they were afraid to leave because he would pull shenanigans every so often, where he would like kind of leave a door unlocked and go outside and just kind of hang out there and wait for one of them to come out. I'd be like, beat him up, get him back in the house.
And beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, and that would keep them so on their guard about leaving that this Berry girl, Amanda Berry, she didn't know what the fuck. That door was kind of left kind of open, and she went to get out, but even then she was scared shitless.
She was freaking. That's why it was so ballsy what she did.
Yeah.
They said that's why she screamed instead of try to open the door, because she was afraid she was going to get beat again. So if you just scream.
Yeah. That's fucking real.
You know, I read about a kidnapping where a guy had raped this, he killed this guy and he kidnapped his wife. One of those home invasions. And he took her to his house. And I think he raped her, but what he would do is she said one time that she wanted to call 911, but he was leaving, and she just sensed that he was waiting to see if she tried to escape.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And she said she waited an hour and kept her eyes closed like she was sleeping, and then she sensed that he moved and left. Like then he really left.
Oh,
he
after an hour.
Yeah, but that's probably common with guys like that. They watch and see what you do and they test you and
yeah. Oh, it's got to be very difficult to keep tabs, especially on 3 women, to keep them in one house for 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, how do you... but that gives me more faith in humanity that it wasn't the brothers, too.
Yeah.
Like the fact that 3 people could keep this secret is much more upsetting than the fact that one fucking piece of shit.
One lunatic.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And they're saying he got the... he would make them celebrate their anniversaries or their kidnappings.
Yeah. Give them cake, like a birthday cake. And, hey, happy fucking 3 years. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like, that's a long fucking time. That's a big chunk. Just be somewhere you don't want to be.
Yeah. And being treated terribly, raped and fucking beaten up.
What? Sirius XM?
I was just thinking that as I said it. Someplace you don't want to be. All of a sudden, Bladder
Raped.
walks in. Hello. Like, fucking, hello. DeJesus told the reporter that her own missing persons flyers were in the basement cell, possibly to mock her.
Oh, man. That's, yeah, he's a sadistic motherfucker.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like, hey, you know, I like you. I'm going to keep you here and treat you nice. That's like, he was getting off on the sadistic aspect of the whole thing.
And they'd watch their own vigils on TV. Why would he give them access to TV like that? Like that's really. I mean, obviously it worked, but
What Anthony just said.
Yeah,
it's sadistic.
Sadistic, yeah.
He must have thought,
Yeah,
like,
look at what you have no control over.
they must hate this. Oh, I love it.
Wouldn't that give you more? I mean, again, I don't know, but wouldn't that give you more hope if you thought there was people cared about you and there was vigils?
Maybe.
A couple of schools of thought there. It might make your hope go out the fucking window. When you're like, oh, they're looking for me. There's nothing I could fucking do about it. That's just a sick fucking story.
And they said Michelle Knight got impregnated, knocked up 5 times.
Ooh.
But he would beat her until each kid died. He starved her for 2 weeks and then punched her in the stomach until she miscarried. Starved her for 2 weeks.
I get hungry like if I don't have my breakfast.
Dude, by the end of the day, I'm fucking nauseous and cranky.
I like how people use that word. I'm starving. Are you? How about 2 weeks without food? And you're eating for 2.
Especially someone like Jim who gets something new every hour.
Yes.
Like, you know, you need your strawberries and your blueberries and your eggs.
Yes, he's a grazer.
Oh, can you imagine not eating for 2 weeks?
That's got to be a little
And
hungry.
you probably just do that to make it a better.
Yeah.
And there's nothing in between when you punch
There's
her.
no indication why he would do that to what's her name, Michelle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why he had a kid with Amanda. Like, they haven't figured that out yet.
I'm
Yeah.
betting because he liked Amanda more.
Maybe.
But he threatened to kill Amanda if the baby died during birth. And the baby was born not breathing, and Michelle gave CPR to the baby
Oh, wow.
until she started breathing on her own.
So he wanted the baby with her.
Yeah, for some reason.
Well, the mother said that he called, when he kidnapped this one, he called Amanda Berry. That was, I think, the one he probably liked the most. Just because he called the mother and goes, she's going to be my wife. She's with me now. She's going to be my wife. The mother got 2 phone calls from this girl's cell phone. Like the day after she got kidnapped.
And what she think? Prank caller?
No, she knew it was from his cell phone. She knew who it was.
Oh.
And so, wow, yeah, maybe he wanted to knock her up. How fucking... And she gave birth in an inflatable pool?
Nice.
And the kid apparently didn't know the names of the other 2 girls, so that when she would go out with her dad, she wouldn't be able to say, oh, Michelle Knight lives with me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She didn't know who they were.
So did he keep the daughter chained up?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't know, but I don't think so, only because when she was rescued and she's screaming like, I want my dad, like, you know, I don't think.
Yeah, she might be like, oh, good. I don't have to be chained up.
Yeah, I think she probably led the most normal life out of.
Wow. She was yelling, I want my dad?
Yeah. Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday.
Well, he's going to prison.
Yeah, she's not.
He's going to fucking prison. And our big hero of this whole episode, Charles Ramsey. Of course, we've seen him on all the news shows. His interviews are very funny. He gives a very urban street viewpoint of the whole thing. He was apparently the guy that heard her yelling and screaming, trying to get out of the fucking door, and helped her get out. And he's being dubbed the big hero. Well, whoops. It seems they didn't take him long to dig into his background there. And he's got a couple of incidents of beating the piss out of his wife. Little domestic abuse. I guess he was also ordered to pay like $50 some odd a month for child support, which really busting apart those stereotypes. Not a dime.
Yeah. Well, he's broke. He's busy.
So And then, of course, divided right down racial lines on Twitter. What I notice is black people are like, why don't you leave him alone? He's a hero. He's done this, and his background and past shouldn't matter and anything, which, it's true. I don't give a shit. But, I mean, it is, when you put yourself out there, you're in the news like that, it's unfortunate, but it becomes fair game. Like, I personally don't give a shit.
I could care less. But
I find it very entertaining. Other people are just outraged that they would do this, and character assassination. But white people don't seem to care. It's just like, oh, it's a news story. Black people very angry that this news even came out.
Well, I mean, the news is going to come out. It's one of those things where, I guess, they see this guy being called a hero. Like, hey, man, this guy saved some kidnapping. And then of course.
Yeah.
If you're black, you're like, of course. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
It isn't being reported widely, though.
Honestly, I don't think it's a big, I feel bad
it's
for
not.
the guy.
There's one daily news article had it towards the bottom is like one sentence.
Yeah, it was on the smoking gun.
Yeah.
They, of course, dig into everything. Yeah. And, I mean, who cares?
Yeah.
It doesn't make him less of a hero.
Fuck no, it doesn't, you know?
Although, there are people that just are never forgiven for that by, women's groups and whatnot.
That's true.
So.
Normally not. I don't see any, because he's just being hailed for what he did. I don't think anybody would, even women's groups aren't going to give a fuck. It's like.
But is McDonald's still going to, use him? Because they don't want that kind of heat. And even if it's just a few people, which it usually is when people raise a stink about something, just a few people. But, does McDonald's want to take that on as he's promoting Big Macs and whatnot? He's sure every fucking interview with the McDonald's. We get it. You'll love McDonald's.
And that's where you bring these girls. That's one of they were just forced to eat McDonald's all the time. For years, that's all they had.
How'd she not get fat? Like the Amanda's not fat.
He probably didn't give her much food. I mean, they said they were very malnourished.
Oh, right. McDonald's. Tell you one thing, what are they doing down there at McDonald's? Not drinking milkshakes, I assure you.
We have audio of this. Was there audio of a guy who said that he was the hero and not this guy?
Yes.
The neighbor?
A neighbor is saying that.
Is there audio of him?
I'm the hero.
I read the story.
I read the story too.
I don't know if there's audio of him because he doesn't speak English.
Oh, I thought there was in the.
No, that's why he's being.
He knows speaky.
No.
He's saying that. Hey, I'm the one that fucking got her out the door, and Charles didn't show up until she was already outside. What the fuck?
So then, why is this guy not getting any press?
Because he don't speaky.
Oh.
And I'm sure he's not as colorful a gentleman as Charles Ramsey. Man.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought it was.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Does he have a translator? Let's hear this. Right.
Live on Seymour Avenue. And Chris, you've been out there all day. You were actually an eyewitness to a lot of activity still going on there.
Yeah, Deneen, it's still buzzing here tonight on Cleveland's west side. We're learning so much more about the neighbors who helped free the three ladies after a decade of captivity. News Channel 5's Stephanie Ramirez continues our live team coverage tonight. And Steph, one neighbor in particular is truly a hero.
Chris, very interesting. Yesterday when we got on scene here on Seymour Avenue, a Cleveland police officer brought this gentleman to me saying that he helped Amanda Berry by kicking down the door. That gentleman we spoke to yesterday, he doesn't speak English, only Spanish, and we spoke to him again tonight. I asked Angel Cordero if he thought he was a hero. The 32-year-old simply said, with a smile on his face and in Spanish,
La ayudé y fui el primero.
I helped her, and I was first. You see, Monday afternoon, it wasn't just Charles Ramsey to the rescue. And going back, you hear it in his interview.
We can't get in that way.
The we Ramsey was referring to sounds like the same person a Cleveland police officer told News Channel 5 on Monday knocked down the door at 2207 Seymour Avenue.
Oh, boy.
Ramsey arrived after she was outside with the girl.
The girl, Amanda Berry's daughter.
But the truth, who arrived here, who crossed the street, who broke the door, it was me.
Wintel Tejeda, who lives across the street from where the rescue happened, said Ramsey and others
Where
did
is this
also
fucking
help. And
neighborhood?
when Amanda Berry came out, she was given a phone.
She
was able to call police from my house.
But this is the interview making headwaves across the world.
I knew something was wrong when a little pretty white girl ran into a black man's arms. Something is wrong here.
The problem is we weren't on camera.
Joking, but saying they're not jealous.
I did what had to be done.
Imagine how the family feels today, he said.
They have their daughter's safe.
But isn't that typical of the media just to get it wrong?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well, they put a mic in front
how
of.
are they supposed to get it right if he doesn't speak up?
That's true.
Well, maybe ask him. You ask Ramsey.
Everyone standing around there.
Yeah, maybe ask Ramsey. Do you have any help? Who helped you? Can we talk to him? They just, they got Ramsey. He's fucking gold. He's gold. What do you think? This guy's gonna be like, hey, did you see Angel Cordero on the news? No one's gonna say that. But boy, they love fucking Ramsey. Angel Cordero was the name of a jockey back in the 80s. I used to bet on him. Yeah.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Angel Cordero. Little monkey, they'd call him. They'd yell at him. Yeah, you little fucking monkey. It's great.
So that guy's the real hero.
Yeah, well, that's what he's
helped.
saying, but that's it. It's fucking... That part of this story will never get any fucking heat.
You're right.
It's all about Charles Ramsey now, no matter what the truth was.
You don't think it's going to come back and get as much attention as the other one got?
Done.
You think in 6 months when Dr. Phil has the reunion,
right.
He's going to be there?
And here it is. Let's bring him out here, the man that saved you. And she'll be, and he'll be like, yeah, motherfucker. I saved that bitch.
Like, who are you?
No Angel Cordero to be found on the stage.
Yeah, that's funny. The guy came across and opened the door and did everything, and this guy just showed up.
He shows up. Yeah, I'm the hero, bitch.
He hijacked this guy's hero
He
status.
really did.
So what do you think McDonald's was going to do for him?
Yeah, they probably gonna give him like free shit, put out a little presser for about that. And depending on, his background, perhaps throw him in a spot real quick, a local fucking spot maybe. But I don't think anymore. I think they're backing off old Charles Ramsey.
You don't think they'll use him in a spot considering he did time for beating his wife and he's not the original hero there? Yeah.
When we go out to McDonald's, my wife can't burn dinner. He only excuses why McDonald's is good for him not beating his wife. When you go to McDonald's, it's so easy to clean up. You ain't gotta beat your wife's ass to have her wash no dishes.
And you ain't gotta make a fist to see onion rings around her eye. You can just order them. Oh, boy.
Yeah, so that was one of the big stories.
Here's my question, too. If this guy if this poor girl had 5 fucking miscarriages, how is he only charged with 3 counts of rape? 4 counts of kidnapping.
The daughter.
Oh, the daughter's considered kidnapped? Okay.
Oh, interesting. I guess this is this is like their preliminary shit to hold him and...
Yeah, from what I understand, he had to be charged within 36 hours.
Yeah, so they throw that on there and then they investigate everything and come up with more charges.
And his note, he wrote a note like, this is in 2004, but it was some kind of confessional, like, where he blamed, it was like, I read part, he said, like, I'm a sexual predator, I need help. And then he detailed some of the shit about the kidnapping.
Yeah, and he had like a fucked up childhood, and he blamed it all on his childhood. And
oh boy!
And he blamed the girls for getting in the car with him, right?
Yeah, they got in the car.
Hey, they got in the car. Well, there you go.
Yeah, what do you want me to do?
I think that's a pretty poor defense if that's what he's going to run with in court. Hey, they got in the car. Well, case dismissed. They got in the car.
You know what's weird? Like, that's the oldest thing in the book. Don't take a ride from a stranger.
Don't get in the fucking car, you dummies.
At least with DeJesus, he wasn't a stranger.
All right, but it's just weird.
Don't get in the car with anyone.
You don't get. It's so fucking basic, and that shit that your mom drilled into your head so many times.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah,
that's why parents come up with code words and shit like that.
I think that works.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Have the code word, but you could just pull up. Kids are so stupid.
Mine's Bosco.
Hi, Bosco. Bosco. You could just pull up to a kid though and be like, "Hey, there's an emergency at your house, and I have the code word, but I don't want to say it here. Get in the car and I'll tell you. And Kid will be like, okay, you stupid little fucker. No, you dummy.
What a genius idea, code word.
Yeah. What's the code word?
Open Saskatchewan? Open sarsaparilla?
Imagine if the guy just guessed it right.
Yeah.
Orange Julius. All right. Good guess.
Kid starts coming in. You're like, wow.
That was a lucky
I
guess.
believe that worked.
Either that or he doesn't remember the code word either, and he's just guessing me to death.
Yeah. It's a terrible thing, though.
Yeah, it's
predators.
Fed them through the hole indoors. There's obviously going to be an amazing book out of this.
Oh, yeah. House of Horrors. House of Horrors is being used everywhere. House of Horrors. I love a good House of Horrors story. There's been a few of them over the years. They show the picture of the house. They put the headline, House of Horrors.
And, some horrible stuff went.
Oh, in that house. Yes.